Good morning. Welcome to another rambling version of Diatribes from the voice of Doom. Now here is your squeamish and squalid host, voice of Doom. Hello. Okay, it's the morning time. I haven't drunk nothing except coffee, so I'm a little bit lucid. I'm gonna go through a bunch of stuff. It's gonna be random. It's gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna go back to my old ways of just not writing anything down and just randomly getting thoughts, which will be very profound. Very profound. Now, if you've watched my diatribes in the last 270 or 80, you'll notice that I kind of tie in my life with how the world is, because I'm a Buddhist. The way the microcosm goes is usually the way the macrocosm goes. And when I'm fucked up, I see the world fucked up. Now, I have hope. I have good news, which will be a great tiding, a great joy to all people. My microcosm's getting better. And it had to get to the worst before it got better, and now it's going to get better. And I'll tell you why. I told you about my kid and how I can't get anything from him. And I finally reached a point where nothing's going to ever change. And I blame myself for being too lax. So on his day off on Monday, I said, you have a choice to make today. Either you go down to work and sign your check over to my account from now on, or you leave today with all your stuff. I don't have any money to move. Yep, just leave. Do whatever you have to do. Car, wherever, tent. And he chose the former. So now I am getting all his paychecks, which is going to change everything for everybody. So that's how my microcosm is improving, and it will continue to improve because I'm playing piano or keyboards at work now, and people seem to enjoy it. So I'm going to continue with that until I can pretty much do that all the time. So as my microcosm gets better, the macrocosm has a chance to get better. I'm going to read from the major writings of Nietzsche and Daishonin. Listen very carefully, because if you can understand what I'm about to read, you'll be enlightened for life. All your lifetimes. Alright. It's called On Attaining Buddhahood. Now, if you wish to free yourself from the sufferings of birth and death you have endured throughout eternity and attain supreme enlightenment in this lifetime, you must awaken to the mystic truth which has always been within your life. The Lotus Sutra is the king of sutras, flawless in both letter and principle. Its words are the reality of life, and the reality of life is the mystic law. It is called the mystic law because it explains the mutually inclusive relationship of life and all phenomena. Everyone's life. That is why this sutra is the wisdom of all Buddhas. Life at each moment encompasses both body and spirit, and both self and environment of all sentient beings in every condition of life, as well as insentient beings, plants, sky, and earth, on down to the most minute particles of dust. Life at each moment permeates the universe and is revealed in all phenomena. Those awakened to this truth themselves embody this relationship. Skip a little. You must never seek any of the Buddha's teachings or the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the universe outside yourself. Your mastery of the Buddhist teachings will not relieve you of mortal sufferings in the least unless you perceive the nature of your own life. If you seek enlightenment outside yourself, any discipline or good deed will be meaningless. For example, a poor man cannot earn a penny just by counting his neighbor's wealth, even if he does so night and day. That is why Miao Lo states, unless one perceives the nature of his life, he cannot eradicate his evil karma. Chew on that for a while, like a lifetime. That's just portions of that letter, and he's written thousands and thousands of pages. So my microcosm is going to reflect the macrocosm. I'll give you an example of how that happened when I first started practicing Buddhism. I was practicing for a couple of years, and I was really practicing. I was doing activities like 5 days a week, maybe more, and chanting every day and trying to get others to practice, introducing, proselytizing, or trying to spread, propagating. And it just so happens that I started practicing in 1987, November. And as the years went by, 2 or 3 years, I noticed changes in the planet. Major changes were happening because I was getting my life together. Sounds self-centered, but everybody's in the same boat. I'm not special. Berlin Wall comes down. The entire Eastern Bloc breaks away from the Soviet Union, and then the Soviet Union starts to fall apart, which to me was an improvement. I thought the earth is getting better because I'm doing this practice. They were doing Tiananmen Square at the same time. The Chinese were starting to fight back against the tyranny, and that didn't go too well, did it? And as my practice waned sometimes and went up and down, the world went up and down. And I do practice reasonably hard now, but my microcosm has been sucky because my own stupid, the nature of my life, being addictive, being a fuck up. But since my microcosm is improving ever so slightly, I see no reason why the macrocosm cannot do the same, because we have to. If this planet's going to survive the way it is now, we got to stop everything and start moving things toward, let's get better. It's only getting worse. It's somewhat akin to watching your car being engulfed in flames and thinking, well, if they just put the fire out now, I might be able to fix it. Okay, it's not out yet. If we just wait maybe 2 more minutes, doesn't burn more than 2 or 3 more minutes, then maybe I can fix it back up. That's what the world is right now, okay? Now I'm going to tell you why things are improving on the macrocosm. It's improving because of what I saw and what everybody's talking about incessantly right now, which I'm glad they are. The vile miscarriage of justice, the theatrics, total theatrics of what they did to Orangey. And everybody can see through it, everybody. The right side are just apoplectic and saying that all rule of law is being thrown out the window. And the left side, the idiots, the giraffes, are saying, they're gleefully chortling and saying, we've been vindicated because it's got to be something really bad for them to do something like that. And if it's not something really bad, then I don't know. But you hear that if you listen to the vile crap on the mainstream. I only hear snippets. But that's what they're doing. They're saying it has to be something big. Orangey is going to go to prison because they wouldn't do anything this draconian and huge flashing lights and people outside the gate with their firearms. I mean, come on, is that all photo ops or what? Give me a, oh my God. People who can't see through it are out of their minds. So they're galvanizing the megas, and it's not going to be the kind of galvanization that causes any fires or causes any ruckus. It's just going to be people are just going to be out on the street causing a lot of disruption, because I don't think we're going to take it anymore. I was ranting the last one. I said, if we keep taking it, we're gone. So forget it. And I think that was the camel that broke the straw's back. So I will tell you about how they're going to handle it now. The FBI agents, FBI, whatever, the Fibbies, and the upper echelon of the Fibbies will be called to task. And here's what they're going to do. Can you tell me what led to the raid on Mar-a-Lago? That's under investigation. Your own raid is under investigation. Yes, that's right. We opened up an investigation immediately after that happened. So I cannot answer any questions about it. It's very simple. All they do is put everything under investigation and they can't answer any questions about it. Come on, how long are we going to fall for this idiocy crap? And then they do an investigation, and it's like the Durham investigation. You'll have his report in the year 3020. I mean, that's... And even if he did have anything, he knows he has stuff. How's he going to release the information that he has? Well, everybody that's been running the country for the last 50 years have been criminals. That's the bottom line. He's going to release a report on the dossier. He can't do that without exposing the government as a fraud and a corrupt pile of crap. So, you see how things are getting better. It was a godsend that they sent those fibbers up to Mar-a-Lago. Everything always backfires on the D's because cheaters never prosper. And evil succubi and devilish demons don't ever win in the end. They might get a few things in, but they'd never win in the end. Because I believe goodness, whether you call it godness or whatever, will win out. So I think I said quite a bit without saying much, and I'm so happy that they did that raid. So happy that people are up in arms. I'm so happy that a month from now the giraffes and the coffee joes will not know what to say anymore, because they'll realize, wait a minute, there was nothing there. They were looking for whatever with their crowbars. They didn't get anything. We don't know what they were looking for in the first place, and we don't know what they got. So even those guys might have to eat a little bit of crow. So I was very calm today, but I think I said quite a bit, and I think you should re-listen to all that stuff I read, because it's very deep and it's very hard to understand. But if you start practicing chanting the mystic law, you will understand it and still not understand it. So I'll leave it at that. I think I did pretty good. I'll talk to you next time. We'll see what happens with this incident. So that's all I have to say. Goodbye.